Oh, you
I just got a Golden Globe nomination for the one I did.
Oh, really?
That's yesterday.
How often do you get nominated for your specials?
Nothing. I used to get nominated for everything.
Yeah.
And then the wokeness came in, and then I was considered conservative. Which
Are you bad?
Ridiculous. So I was what I call soft canceled.
He's absolutely brilliant at what he
and he's very good at what exactly. So you're going to have an inaugural podcast category,
and you don't
It just speaks to living in the blue sky bubble. Yeah. Like, get out of your fucking bubble, you know? I want to be one of you. I am one of you. But you're just so hard to defend because you're just such smug assholes. And this town is the epicenter of the problem. It really is.
What happened here wasn't a rant, it was a controlled burn. Bill Maher stepped into a conversation about Hollywood and methodically set the whole thing on fire, speaking as someone who's lived inside the system long enough to know exactly where it's rotting. This wasn't an outsider throwing punches. It was an insider finally pulling the curtain back. If you're exhausted by celebrities preaching from private jets, this moment hits like a release you didn't know you needed.
I want to do something next year about celebrities. Not to get too political, but they just make it worse.
Your whole career.
No, I mean with you guys. They just make it worse. Celebrities do when they speak, and they're almost always on one side of the political divide.
Maher went straight for the most obvious target: celebrity political endorsements. He argued they've become worse than useless, a hollow performance that does nothing but alienate voters. Ultra-wealthy stars telling working Americans how to vote isn't persuasive. It's insulting. The disconnect is glaring, and Maher didn't bother pretending otherwise.
On one side of the political divide.
Yes.
And that's basically the side I vote for. You know, as I always say to my woke friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost. I could gather, and I think I will, because it'll be funny, just the incredibly stupid things that celebrities say about politics or finance or something.
Yeah, we're bad.
And then, so if you're like the person out there going, well, how can you live on $100 million a year? Vote.
He openly admitted voting for Kamala Harris, but then dropped the real shocker. He says he knew she would lose from the start. In his view, her refusal to distance herself from woke politics doomed the campaign. Maher claims he warned both the candidate and the party leadership, only to be ignored while Hollywood insiders celebrated a victory that never came. Election night, he says, exposed the fantasy.
Can't let the country in the hands of these people. I'll vote for this guy who's crazy, but at least this kind of crazy, I can almost relate to him more.
You can't have movie stars and politicians that we know have hundreds of millions of dollars lecturing you. It's just the elitist thing that came out of all that, you know, the Democrats. It wasn't a positive thing. They are not going to do that in 2028. I'll bet they'll have regular people.
He's so thoughtful sometimes.
He's very smart.
What Hollywood still doesn't understand is simple. People don't want lectures from millionaires. When someone living in luxury talks sacrifice, it breeds resentment, not trust. Voters aren't stupid, and celebrity endorsements have become symbols of elitism. Even Dana Carvey suggested stars may want to rethink political endorsements altogether, especially when they start doing more harm than good.
I got a Golden Globe nomination for the one I did.
Oh, really?
That's yesterday.
How often do you get nominated for your specials?
Nothing. I used to get nominated for everything.
Yeah.
And then the wokeness came in, and then I was considered conservative. Which
Are you bad?
Ridiculous. So I was what I call soft canceled.
Things got darker when Maher described being soft canceled, not erased overnight, but quietly sidelined. Invitations stopped, opportunities vanished. He explained that once he began challenging progressive orthodoxy, award nominations dried up. The message was subtle but unmistakable. Fall in line or fade away.
I'm a Bill Clinton liberal, which is from the 90s, which is now called a Nazi.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
You're a white supremacist.
So this is the first time in a while I've been nominated for something.
Okay.
Which I think shows a little bit that we are coming out of the wokeness. I mean, I'm not going to win, and I'm probably not even going to go, but I take it as a victory that they were not able to ignore how good that special was.
For years, that's exactly what happened. While others played it safe, Maher stayed sharp and unfiltered. He didn't apologize or retreat. He doubled down. His latest special openly mocked the far left, and audiences responded with real laughter. That laughter mattered. And when the special earned a Golden Globe nomination, Maher saw it as proof the cultural tide might finally be shifting.
It's not one that the woke can watch and not throw up, because I call their where and the fact that people are laughing shows that it's funny. When you do stupid things, it's funny. And the left did a lot more stupid things in the last 5 to 10 years. And I'm a comedian. I go where the gold is. And it's hitting the side of a barn to make fun of some of this.
It's serious.
I mean, if you think, I quoted like very esteemed publications like The Atlantic or saying things like, separating sports by sex doesn't make sense. Well, if that's not of course it does. If anybody can't do 5 minutes on that, or Mr. Beast, who was helping disabled people, and the Washington Post guy was tweeting like, he thinks disability is something that needs to be solved.
The woke grip on Hollywood, he believes, is weakening. Holding your ground for years while being sidelined takes backbone, and Maher never bent. In a comedy world full of self-censorship, that kind of resolve is becoming rare.
Did you see that there's a podcast category at the Globes?
Oh, really?
No, you know what? Someone said, I thought
Is
they
there?
were kidding.
Oh,
I would think you...
did we get nominated?
No,
we're
we-
defending
wouldn't you have
champion.
Then came podcasting. The Golden Globes introduced a podcast category, yet somehow excluded the biggest show in the world. Joe Rogan, whose reach and influence are unmatched, was nowhere on the list.
He's absolutely brilliant at what
and he's very good at what exactly.
Amazing.
So if
Amazing.
you're going to have an inaugural podcast category,
And you don't
maybe
have...
it just speaks to living in the blue sky bubble. Like, get out of your fucking bubble. I want to be one of you. I am one of you, but you're just so hard to defend because you're just so smug assholes. And this town is the epicenter of the problem.
Maher called it absurd. Creating a podcast category without Rogan makes no sense unless ideology is driving the decision. Rogan challenges progressive talking points, hosts diverse voices, and refuses to conform. And in Hollywood, independent thinking often comes with consequences.
The thing about the Oscars is they do reflect society. That's why we pay so much attention, partly. And things are always changing in our industry, like streaming. It just changed the whole industry. This happens so often. So they have to come up with new categories for the awards. The Golden Globes came up with a new one this year that basically picture people like. They had become such self-congratulating, virtue-signaling bores that they had to go, oh yeah, let's make a category for that. People actually paid to see something great.
That realization fueled one of Maher's sharpest critiques. He accused Hollywood of living inside a self-reinforcing liberal bubble where dissent isn't debated, it's erased. By silencing voices like Rogan's, the industry isn't protecting progress. It's proving how disconnected it's become from real people.
So there's a new Oscar categories. Would you like to hear the Oscar I knew you would. I knew you would want to hear them. For example, this was needed. Best editing of a film that's still an hour too long. Achievement in ethnic prosthetics. Best achievement in replacing an actor who tweeted something offensive. Best use of a freeze frame, followed by the words, "You're probably wondering how I got here."
Maher then mocked Hollywood's obsession with inventing awards to satisfy activists instead of honoring excellence. When the Golden Globe Awards created a category basically for movies people liked, he tore into it. Popular appeal had become so rare it needed its own trophy. His parody awards landed because they felt uncomfortably close to reality.
The Michael Bay Coolest Fireball Award. The least annoying picture where the plot is driven by a simple misunderstanding. Best song performed by someone your niece can't believe you've never heard of.
The bigger picture is bleak. Hollywood, Maher argues, has replaced creativity and risk with conformity and virtue signaling. Audiences have noticed, and they're leaving. When art turns into activism and applause replaces honesty, credibility collapses, no matter how many trophies are handed out. What makes Maher different is that he's criticizing his own side. He's a liberal, a Democrat, but also honest enough to admit when the movement goes off the rails. That's why his words cut deeper. Hollywood can keep ignoring the warning signs, or it can remember why people loved entertainment in the first place. Whether it listens or not, the frustration he's voicing isn't going away.